Alex, we're taking a little break here right now and, cooking up some lunch, taking stock of what's happened so far today. And so far, Bill and I are struggling, to say the least. We've probably seen half dozen 7 fish get caught from you and the other boats, and we've had maybe 1 bite. So looking at what we've been doing, we've been fishing the same holes. What do you see that we're doing wrong?
I don't know about doing wrong, but I mean, there's just like within the holes, like the local knowledge of how the hole goes. And
Sure.
You might start in the middle of the river, but as you're going down, you might drift over to the left or drift over to the right.
Sure.
Because there's kind of channels that those fish are coming up. So like instead of doing like one straight line down the river, just like that looks good and just go with it. You kind of notice like I'm moving my boat over, like on the hole we just fished, I start in the middle and I move it over to the left as we go down where we hook the last fish.
Gotcha.
And that's just kind of the path that the fish follow. And I mean, knowing that just comes from being here all the time.
It does. Local knowledge will always trump any type of skill or technique or best plug or lure or color or scent or bait. Local knowledge will always do it. You have to be in front of the fish first. So we've made a number of casts with pretty similar gear. We've been running the yarnies with bait. Bill is drift fishing a little coon shrimp with an Okie drifter. We've tried a lot of different things, but it seems like today they're keying in on the soft beads, on the plastic. Why do you think that is, especially in this watercolor?
I think it's just like I'm fishing the shrimp pink and a creamsicle bead for the most part all day today. Sure. And we've been bit on both. But I mean, in this watercolor, it's pretty good visibility, just a little cloudy. But I mean, it looks good to them. I think it's more the drift of that bead, versus dragging the bottom on side drifting. How it's just kind of floating naturally through there.
Now we're here. Bill and I are here fishing new water we've never fished before. We're kind of showing how we're breaking down the water and the way we see it, and that's why I've been back trolling a lot. That's why I've been fishing different gear. Bill's been throwing a spoon. We're side drifting some. Has not worked too much. And that's where the local knowledge comes into play. Why did you choose this one stretch of water?
I chose this stretch because just below us down here is a fairly big tributary. It's one of the first bigger tributaries that's coming in. And so it's got its little tributaries and snow melt and the rain that we got all last night and today. And so it's still rising. So we got tributaries above us that are crested and already starting to drop. So we're not seeing too big of a bump, as we've seen all day, the water looks great. Yeah. But down below here, that bigger tributary is going to be spitting some pretty dirty water and making it bigger, so it's going to spread the fish out more and not confine them, make it a lot harder to find. Whereas up here, they're where they're supposed to be right now.
Well, it's only not even noon yet, and we got our lunch cooking. We have a couple more holes before we finish up with this short section. Do you suggest we just run this section again since we know there's fish, or should we stay above that feeder creek, that feeder system, and get even further upstream? Because to me, it almost seems like these fish are moving. And if they're moving, they're going to keep powering up river. So I'm almost thinking we need to get up above them and try and cut off this group of fish here, because they're obviously here.
Yeah, my plan is to go up higher than we put in the first time. There's a bunch more good holes. They're going to have fish that are already in them, and the fish that we got into this morning. I mean, we've gotten them low down in the holes, and the tail outs or close to the tail outs, flats right above them. So it does seem like they're moving. So if we get a little higher, we're probably going to run into those schools again.